Nighttime?
Daytime. Night?
Day. We could do this for hours.
Yeah, we could just...
Fresh herbs add a burst of flavor to your cooking, and if you grow them at home, you can eat them when they're as fresh as possible. Indoor gardens, like these ones here, promise to make growing small plants like lettuce, herbs, and flowers at home even easier, especially if you don't have access to outdoor space or much natural sunlight.
So we tested 4 indoor gardens. They're all priced around $200 each. And they all have full spectrum grow lights and more or less self-watering systems. 3 of them were smart gardens that had apps that let you know when you should take care of the plants.
We bought 2 sets of each garden and set up one in a windowless room and another in a room with windows but away from direct sunlight.
This test took 4.5 months. We turned into farmers. We followed all the instructions for setting them up, for planting them, for feeding and watering the plants, and we harvested a ton of produce from some of them. We even planted another round to show you today.
We rated them on 2 categories, ease of use and performance. Here are the highlights.
This is the Sun Blaster. This was not that easy. It's manual, it has no smart features. I had to add a smart feature. I used this plug and it has an app so you can tell it when to turn the lights on and off.
So otherwise, twice a day you have to go and tend to this thing.
You have to assemble it all yourself. It comes in a box and you have to pop the lights in, and it's kind of plasticky. They also don't provide any soil. These are just 4 plastic trays. It's not that easy. You've got to really have a little bit of a green thumb. Also, you do have to water it fairly often because this tray is open. You're pouring quarts of water in there and they're evaporating. For ease of use, this got not very good scores.
All right, so this is the Eden.
This one gives you everything you need. You get a little packet of seeds. You get these little capsules. It comes with a little plug of dirt that fits in this. And it's little, which is nice, but it's too little. This is so low that I'm constantly trying to take care of this.
They're getting scorched.
Yeah, look at that, they're all burned. This one was really cryptic. It has a little flashing light over here on the end and a button. And it tells you things like, hold the button for 3 seconds, and if it's blinking blue, it means this. And it's like, really?
So this one required a little more maintenance, some pruning.
Okay, this is the Miracle Grow Aero Garden. This tank that holds the water is a little small for how big and mighty these plants get. This is telescoping. You start with it low, and as they grow, you move it up. I didn't move this up fast enough about 4 days ago, and zoop, they all burned on top, so that's a little sad.
We're able to get good herbs, etc. out of this. It just needs more monitoring.
This needs so much hand-holding. The app tells you what's going on with your garden, and it sends you notifications. I got notified every Sunday, starting at like 11 at night, 12, 1, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
It's like, I'm burning alive!
Yeah. The labor involved in this model was too much. It was like having a cat or something. This is the Click and Grow. Very simple, very straightforward to set up. This high arch doesn't move, doesn't have to be raised and lowered, so the plants can grow up as high as they want and they're not getting scorched or bent over like we saw with some of the others. You just plug it in and it knows what light cycle. The plants come in these cool pods. It has a little QR code, and so when you get your app, scan the QR code. It says, write down your green lettuce's nickname and birthday. It says Larry Lettuce planted today. It's going to keep track of that. It's going to remind me, it's time to harvest your lettuce. Right inside here, ready to go, are the little capsules of soil that are already planted with seeds and fertilizer. It was very hands-off, and yet, I felt like I accomplished something.
Setting up the gardens and getting them working took varying amounts of effort.
Yeah, some of the directions were confusing or contradictory. Others were pretty easy to set up, but then they took a ton of maintenance. And the apps were not all equally useful.
One model, the Click and Grow, was the easiest to set up and the easiest to maintain once it got going. Let's see if it can keep its lead in our next round, performance.
I planted all of these on the same day about 5 weeks ago.
I'm seeing some major differences here.
Okay, this is the Sun Blaster. This is what you get after 5 weeks, a couple of really sad, tiny seedlings. This thing has possibilities. This is the 3rd time I've grown this one. They have you plant it from front to back, low, medium, tall plants. All 3 times the little plants in the front got overshadowed by the big plants in the back.
Both the footprint and the height of this are a little too compact to let the plants really flourish.
This looks pretty lush right now, but this is the third time we planted this garden. The first 2 times were a complete disaster. I got one little basil plant the first time out of a whole thing. This time it grew, but this arch is fixed and these plants hit this in a couple of days.
It's a little short. We've got some scorching, not ideal.
Not ideal.
What about this one?
This is called the Click and Grow. It has a very, very high arch of lights. So those plants are able to stand tall and grow nice and tall and not be scorched and squelched.
Yeah, these are ramrodded straight and perfectly, beautifully green.
It's not getting in its own way like these other ones. So
Tastes good too.
yeah, right? In terms of performance, it didn't matter whether the gardens were in a windowless room or in a room with indirect sunlight, but we did see big contrast in the success of the 4 models.
So we planted the Eden 3 times. 2 times it didn't work at all. That's a pretty bad record. And in all 3 rounds, the Sunblaster's plants sprouted, but they never got big enough to harvest anything.
The Miracle Grow and the Click and Grow both gave us plenty of big, healthy plants, but by the end of testing, the choice was clear. Hannah?
The Click and Grow. It was the easiest to use and had a beautiful yield. For that reason, it's our overall winner.
For more info on our winner and all the other indoor gardens we tested, check out the links below.
Be sure to leave us questions in the comments and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.